Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins looking at the forecast for Tuesday, September 17th. We're getting later and later into the season. Pretty soon, we're going to be done with the severe weather season, but it does look like we have a couple of chances this week for strong to severe storms. So let's kind of dive into this. For Tuesday. The highest risks, I think, are going to be wind and hail. So we're talking about wind in excess of 60 miles per hour, maybe even up to 70 miles per hour in some spots. I'll show you that here in a second. Hail, it's up there too. I think the wind is a little bit greater threat, but they're both in the yellow categories. And then tornadoes, just a small risk for that, and flooding as well. You always have at least some sort of flash flooding potential with strong to severe storms. So wind and hail are your two main issues, and then tornadoes, very small. Flooding is small as well. Now, what's going to happen here is this is mainly for the western half of the state. I'm going to kind of zoom in here and show you that this area right here is likely where you're going to see the severe potential. So it swoops up out of the Rockies, making its way into Nebraska. And you see that bend right there? That's kind of your area. This is an upper level jet stream. So that's going to add to the buoyancy of these storms, and it's going to give us a pretty decent chance at strong storms, especially during the late afternoon and into the early evening hours. And then it should start to dissipate, but there's a potential that this storm system will hang around and will try to make its way across the state. Won't be as severe, but at least it's a chance for rain, and we definitely need a chance for rain. So here's what it looks like. This is 11 a.m. Tuesday. Not a whole lot going on, just some lingering stuff over here in southeast Nebraska. Could see some storms in southeast and eastern Nebraska through the early morning hours on Tuesday. Then that fades away. Not a whole lot till right about there. And so you can kind of see these storms are starting to pop up, maybe a severe one right there, maybe some isolated strong storms here near Shattern, Scotts Bluff, over towards the other side of Alliance, near North Platte, just west of McCook. So that's the beginning of it. That's 8 p.m. Here's 11 p.m. Still some strong storms. A line right there. This is where the wind potential would be. Wind potential here, maybe some isolated hail threats. So that's about 11 p.m. And then I think it just kind of fades away, and this is where it starts to just kind of become a good old-fashioned shower and thunderstorm overnight into early Wednesday morning. So the severe potential ends right there, but that storm potential moves into central and eventually eastern Nebraska by Wednesday morning. So good news there that we may see some rain as this storm system moves to the east. But the area with a better chance for strong to severe weather from Montana all the way through the western Dakotas, Panhandle and western Nebraska, into northeastern Colorado and northwestern Kansas. That's your slight risk. That's your level 2 out of 5. You got right here, the slight risk. And then on the edges, you have your marginal risk, which is 1 or 2, maybe strong to severe storms. But again, it's the timing is probably going to be your late afternoon and into evening potential. Now, tornado threat maybe in Montana and very far western North Dakota, but notice not just about everybody not too concerned about the tornado threat. Large hail, again, that Montana area. And large hail really doesn't look like it wants to factor in for the Nebraska potential, but what it does is maybe some smaller hail, probably less than 1 inch. So when you see the significant hail and it's on the lower side, you're kind of looking at, this not even almost getting into the brownish colors, but when you're on the left-hand side of this bar, that's could be anywhere from nickel size, maybe dime size hail, but still, it's a potential for hail. It's just not going to be damaging hail for most of us. Chance is there, it's a small chance, but it's still just a chance. The better chance is going to be for this damaging wind. See these black hash marks right there? That means this area, someone will likely see 75 mile per hour wind gusts or higher with these storms that move through. So the wind threat is this kind of circled area right there. And that's mainly the Panhandle of Nebraska. So anybody that lives in the Panhandle of Nebraska may see wind gusts in excess of 70 to 75 miles per hour. So keep that in mind. I'll zoom out here, clear that out. Let me zoom out. Now this does go all the way, this is a long area. Look at that. You go from Montana all the way down here into Arizona and or New Mexico, sorry. Let's see I want to see how long that is. Hang on. It's about 1,000 miles. Jeez. That's a big area of severe weather potential. But again, right there, the Panhandle is kind of where your wind issues are going to be held up. So keep that in mind. If you live in the Panhandle of Nebraska, you may see some very strong winds. And here's kind of what that looks like. Right there, when you start to see these whitish, pinkish colors, those are 50 plus. So Scottsbluff showing 47 there. This is just probably around 50 miles an hour as well. And then you're looking at areas right there around 50 miles per hour. There's a 55 in Ogallala. This line goes up. So that's where your severe weather wind threat is going to be, is when you see these whitish, pinkish blobs. That's going to be 50 to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. Then it moves off to the east and kind of dies out once it gets out of the Panhandle, but you're still looking at anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour in central Nebraska. So it does die down a little bit, but it's still a very gusty weather situation as these storms make their way from west to east. And then notice the Panhandle by about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night starts to calm down, and that storm system starts to move into eastern Nebraska. So that's what we have for you right now. And again, I kind of want to, before we get to, I want to make sure everybody knows right there that this area, I'm going to zoom in and show you some of these towns: Chadron, Scottsbluff, Alliance, Hemmingford, Morrill, just west of North Platte. This is the area that is most likely going to see the strong to severe storms in the form of wind gusts that are in excess of 75 miles per hour. So if this does happen and the timing's just right, I'm going to try to maybe do a Facebook Live. Don't know how long I'll try to stay on as long as possible. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing here at work. But it's been a while. We haven't had to do any severe weather coverage for a while, which is good. But we do need the rain. So hopefully we can get some rain out of this whole storm system. Let's see. Do I even have a rainfall potential map on here? I don't think I do. I'll have to add that next time, because rainfall potential, I've been seeing models saying anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch to up to 2 inches of rain possible with some of these storms that are moving through western and into central Nebraska. Now, once they get into eastern Nebraska, they kind of fizzle out just a little bit, but still pockets of 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch in eastern Nebraska, a possibility as well. So the chances there for some rain. It's not only Tuesday, we're looking at Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday. So that's something else we'll be keeping a close eye on. And it's so kind of a bumpy week. Is this the last hurrah of the severe weather season? I kind of hope so. It's been a busy year, but never say never. So that's the forecast that we have for you right now. Like and subscribe so you know if I do a new one of these, and we'll see you next time.